After midnight in Central, where real connections begin when the suits come off. Hello, dear. It's 9:47 p.m. on a Thursday in Central. And if you look up at any of these glass towers, you'll see them. The scattered lights on floors 28, 42, 67. Each one a story of someone still hunched over their laptop, that familiar blue glow reflecting off tired eyes. I know because I used to be one of those lights. Central After Dark has its own rhythm. It's not the aggressive pulse of Lanquafon's party crowd, but something more nuanced. The quiet migration of exhausted souls from office towers to dimly lit bars, seeking something between escape and connection. I discovered my favorite spots by accident 3 years ago, stumbling in after a particularly brutal day of back-to-back candidate interviews. It's tucked between two towers on Wyndham, the kind of place you'd miss if you weren't looking for refuge. The bartender, Marcus, doesn't ask you what you want anymore. He just slides an oat flat white during day visits or whiskey needs after 9 p.m. He knows the schedule of Central's overtime warriors. This is where I learned that real business happens not in boardrooms, but on bar stools at 10:30 p.m. when everyone's too tired to maintain their corporate armor. Last month, I was nursing my drink alone when someone sat 2 seats over. Respectful distance. Central etiquette. We ended up talking until 1 a.m. He was struggling with whether to leave his family's logistics empire to start something completely different. 43 years old, he said, and I still feel like I'm living someone else's blueprint. 2 weeks later, a friend mentioned this brilliant guy I should meet, founder of one of Asia's most innovative supply chain startups. Showed me his photo. Same person. I laughed. Here I was, giving life advice to someone in the business magazines called a visionary. And I had no idea because I've been too buried in my own startup chaos to read the news. That's Central magic. At 11 p.m., title dissolved into whiskey. The managing director becomes just someone missing their daughter's school play again. The family business heir becomes someone wondering if respect and duty are worth the wait. The entrepreneur becomes someone questioning if the 2 a.m. strategy sessions are building an empire or just elaborate procrastination from facing what really needs fixing. I've met more real executives, not their LinkedIn versions, but their human selves. In Central's after-hours corners than in a decade of executive search. There's something about the hour between too late to go home for dinner and last train that creates this bubble of honesty. The security guards know us all. They've seen the same faces leaving at midnight for months, years. Sometimes they ask, long-term battle? With a knowing smile. They get it. You can map Central's emotional geography by time. 6 to 7 p.m., the optimistic happy hour crowd still believing they'll make it home for a late dinner. 8 to 9 p.m., the resigned desk diners. Take-out containers accumulating like monuments to ambition. 10 to 11 p.m., the wanderers, seeking human connection in hotel bars and hidden whiskey spots. After midnight, the truth tellers, too exhausted to pretend. Some nights, I sit alone at the bar and just observe. The woman in Chanel typing furiously on her phone, probably apologizing to someone for missing another personal commitment. The young analyst with the 1,000-yard stare, discovering that investment banking looks different from inside. The silver-haired executive drinking alone, successful by every measure except the ones that matter at 3 a.m. We are all there for different reasons, but the same reason. Searching for something between the ambition that drives us to these towers and the humanity that questions why we stay so late within them. Central teaches you things. That success and loneliness often share the same address. That the most interesting conversations happen when everyone's too tired to network. That sometimes the bravest thing isn't closing another deal, but admitting you are not sure why you are chasing the next one. So, if you find yourself in Central after the suits have loosened their ties, after the meetings have ended but the night hasn't, know that you are not alone in those towers of light. We are all here building something, careers, empires, or maybe just the courage to finally build lives that feel as successful as they look. And if you see someone sitting alone at a bar in Central, notebook beside an old flat white that's definitely been switched to whiskey, come say hello. The best conversations in this city happen when we are too exhausted to be anyone but ourselves. Here's to the overtime warriors, the midnight philosophers, and the central lights that remind us we are human. With understanding, Christine.